Hey, good morning, and welcome back to the podcast, the Evil Dungeon Master Universe Podcast. I'm your host, Evil Dungeon Master Vince. Hopefully, you're doing well. It's Wednesday. It is time for a new podcast. Hopefully, I sound pretty well. I had to get a new microphone for doing podcasting. The other one had actually broke. So if this doesn't sound well, let me know, and I'll work on getting it better. Anyway, theevildm.com is my website. Ask the DM at theevildm.com is my email address, and you can support me going to my patreon.com/theevildm for as little as $1, or buymeacoffee.com/theevildm if you just want to leave a tip. Anyway, now that we got all that jazz out of the way, let's talk a little bit about today's topic, the Assassin. Something we really don't talk about much. The Assassin class is just kind of there, and not a lot of people play the Assassin class because not a lot of DMs like to mix alignments in the group because, well, an Assassin's Lawful Evil. And Lawful Evil just doesn't mix well at the table, especially if you're an Assassin. Now, I was able to play an Assassin a bunch of years ago when I was playing at the Reaper mini warehouse when they were allowing people to go in there and play games. I went in there and I was playing in a group, and I was playing an assassin. So I went to the DM and I said, here is my character. I'm going to be an assassin, but I'm going to pose as a noble merchant. As far as the group knows, I am just basically a fighter type merchant that, likes to use a bow staff or whatever. And I like to sell things. And he's just like, well, okay, is Lawful Evil, though? I'm like, yeah, Lawful Evil is a mastermind, and I will play as a mastermind. I'm not going to kill the group or stab them in the back, so to speak, like that, if that's what you're wondering. He's like, okay, we'll see how it goes. And I remember a situation that I got into where the group was trying to get past this entrance in the cave, and it was there were some gnolls in there, and my guy actually spoke that language. So what he did was he decided, because he's Lawful Evil and he wanted to see what he can get away with, he went over and spoke to the gnolls, and he told them that he wanted to get past this point and he would give them some gold. I'll give you. I said I think I would give you 25 gold in the sack right here, and I want you guys to walk away, but come back in about 10 minutes and get the party from behind. I want to see if I can get away with it as a Lawful Evil character, and the DM did it. He was just like, okay, the gnolls agreed to it, and they said they would come back. I said I wanted to look like that. You guys, I've talked to you guys, and you guys were like, we'll just leave, whatever, and take the gold. So they did, and the group moved on, and that's when they came back and attacked us from behind. Now, of course, it screwed me over because I didn't think about saying, don't attack me, but I got attacked anyway, so. But they never figured out I was an assassin. I never led to them being an assassin. And I did surprise people and attack them, but the DM handled it pretty well as far as when I surprised people and attacked them. We'll get into that in just a second. But the assassins are basically a thief subclass, and they are not that great, to be honest. Other than having the one really good ability in their class of, if you catch someone by surprise, you got a 50% to do an automatic kill. And the player's handbook talks a little bit about it. This is a chance for an assassination attempt on a surprise. Where is that? On page 29. Talks about, here it is. Assassins attack on the same combat table as thieves do, including backstabbing. However, if they surprise a victim, they may attack on the assassination table, which roughly gives them a 50% chance of immediately killing the victim. And if this fails, normal damage according to the weapon type and strength ability modifier still accrues to the victim. Then they talk about poison weapons. Now, an assassin's evil, so he's allowed to use poison weapons, and he can use it on weapons. He can also use poisoning to get rid of people. And they talk about the assassin has the ability to put the poison on his weapon, and there is a certain amount of chance that people can see the poison on the weapon. It's a very small percentage chance. Let's see, an assassin. Here's an example. Assassin draws a dagger with a poison blade. The first melee around it can be seen by 2 persons. The percentile dice are rolled for each, but unless a 10 or less is rolled, do they not notice the venom. The next melee around, the 2 first seeing the weapon now have a 20% chance of noticing the poison, and any others for the first time have a 10% chance. If any onlooker does not see the poison, percentile dice are rolled, and a score of 1 to 20 indicates an attack, a 21 to 70 indicates a hue and a cry for the watch, and a 71 to 100 indicates both. So it's kind of an interesting class, and they also can learn, based upon their intelligence, alignment tongues. And this is the only time that I've kind of seen, other than the thief having their own thieves cant, that I've seen Gary talk about alignment tongues that it actually would mean something. With intelligence of 15 or more, you're able to learn an alignment tongue, even those special languages of druids and thieves. This ability is gained at 9th level, and with each advancement in experience level thereafter. The maximum number of alignment languages which can be spoken by an assassin is 4. 1 for each point of intelligence above 14, 15, 16, 17, and then 4 at 18. So you can learn whatever you want, including Druidic, I don't know, and Thieves' Cant. So it's another ability that alignment language is never something I ever used in any of my campaigns. Maybe in the passing, someone said they wanted to use it, and I was just like, all right, cool. Let's see what happens. And we did it. I really honestly don't remember many people using alignment language. I think everybody forgot about it because no one really understands what the heck it even is. Is it hand gestures? Is it like a certain way to speak? I don't know. You tell me in the comments below what you think about alignment languages and how you used it in your campaign, because I'd love to know. Thieves can also disguise themselves, which I thought was kind of cool. And you can make yourself a man, a woman, a type of creature. You can make yourself lower, taller. I should say shorter, not lower. Shorter, taller. You can be fatter. You could be a little bit thinner. You could be virtually any class, which is interesting that they say just you could be any class. A simple pilgrim, a merchant, etc. There is a chance, however, that you will be discovered in your disguise. There's a base percentage of 2% per day of a disguised assassin being spotted. The chances go upwards by 2% if the assassin is posing as another class, another race, and or the opposite sex, with a maximum of 8% chance. Each concerned party in proximity to the assassin will be checked immediately upon the disguised assassin and each 24-hour period thereafter. The chances for spotting a disguised assassin go down by 1% for each point below 24 of the combined intelligence and wisdom of the observer. An example, victim with intelligence and a wisdom combined of total has reduced his or her chances of spotting disguise by 4%. Interesting, all this math that you have to do for this. The reverse is also true. Intelligence and wisdom combined a total of 30 increases the chance of detection by 1%. Note, true seeing or wand of enemy detection will discover an assassin, as will detect evil and no alignment in some cases. Now, the secondary function of an assassin is spying. The mission can be coupled with stealing an item of some sort. And obviously, the tertiary functions of an assassin are the same as thieves. but they function as a thief of 3 levels lower. No, sorry, 2 levels lower. So a third level acts as a first level, and a fourth level acts as a second level. So performing an assassination will gain experience for the character awarded for both the fee paid for the job done and the level of the victim. These awards are determined by the referee on a basis in a formula given in the Dungeon Master's Guide. In the Dungeon Master's Guide, we get a very convoluted formula in there how to what you want to do for assassinating, for spying. Excuse me. Let's see. If you go to the Dungeon Master's Guide, page 20 for spying, the assassin receives 100 experience points a level of a character assassinated, minus or plus 50 experience points for every level the assassin is greater or lesser than his or her victim. This is modified by multipliers for the degree of difficulty of the mission. Example, simple would be times a half, difficult times 1, extraordinary times 1.5. The explanation of difficulty is given under spying, should be used as guidelines here. The experience given above is added to the regular experience earned. So there is a whole big thing here about spying and how it works, and I'll let you take a look at that. The chance of spying and getting successful stuff, and it kind of boils it down to what level the assassin is and what he's doing. Now, I don't like that it boils it down to just a roll percentage, and this is the chance of what you get or don't get. I kind of like the idea of you using it. I mean, you could do whatever you want. You're the dungeon master of your game. It's your world, your rules. Do whatever the hell you want. If you want to play out your assassin spying, by all means, enjoy doing that. Especially if you're doing a solo GM, a one-on-one. Actually one-on-one. We used to call it solo before solo role-playing become solo. But, yeah. You do a one-on-one, you can actually just play it all out. But if you want to skip it, you have these percentages you can kind of roll. And I can see why, in a sense, because it's going to take up a lot of time in a campaign if you're going to do this whole thing of an assassin going to get spied, get information. And it's kind of interesting how it works, but I get it. You do the percentages, it makes it a little easier, it makes it quicker. And simple missions 1 to 8 days, difficult 5 to 40, and extraordinary is required. And there's a different percentage 1 through 17 for the attempt at it and get the information. Now, I get it. It's like kind of like the Decker and Shadowrun. When you focus on them, everyone else goes and gets, a lunch break pretty much. So a lot of people boiled down Deckers to NPCs so they could just do a couple rolls in the background and, get it done. A lot of times spies, when you're getting information, is going to be an assassin. So, and there's also a chance of them being discovered while spying, and there's a formula for that, and I'm not going to read out the formula. And then there's a spy failure result that you can roll a percentile here on, and it's modified by how much you kind of failed. And your spy can even be killed for his failure of spying. So it really depends on what you want to do. So tell me what you think about the assassin class. It's not that I don't have many assassins played in my games, mostly because I don't really want evil characters mixed with good characters. And when I play D&D, I mostly run it to be played with characters that are heroic and heroes. I don't consider evil classes, or should I say evil classes, evil alignments, heroes, because not evil people are generally not heroes. You could mostly play whatever alignment you want in your games, but when it comes to mine, I want good-ish characters. Now, I'm not talking about I'm chaotic neutral type characters. I'm talking about the people that want to play chaotic evil, neutral evil. Lawful evil, I guess I could see it every once in a while, because lawful evil will deal with the laws and twist them in their own fashion, I guess. But it's really up to the dungeon master, and I don't want it. I don't mind selfish characters, but D&D doesn't have a selfish alignment like Palladium does, which I think Palladium has the better half of the alignments. When I talk about alignments, they have better examples and better stuff, and there's no such thing as true neutral, which I don't agree with at all. But that's a time for a different podcast. With that said, I'm going to head out. Don't forget, theevildm.com is my website. Ask the DM at theevildm.com. Ask the DM at theevildm.com is my email address. And patreon.com/theevildm for support. Keep it original, keep it old school. Good night, and God bless everybody.